Hello YouTube from the top of Burbank Mountains, looking down over LA and the valley. I'm here with these Hokas to review, a little wear review from location, from a testing spot, beautiful testing spot. I was gonna do this at home after this hike, but I was like, why don't I just do it here? So I'll do a little bit here, and what I forget, I'll finish up back at home. But real quick, if you're returning from my unboxing video, thank you. If you're new, I did an unboxing video of these, check it out, but this is the wear review. This is the meat and potatoes. This is what really counts. So thank you for watching, and give us a subscribe. In the near future, I'm gonna review some Nike Gore-tex shoes. So if you're here for kind of the hiking vibe, obviously I do a lot of streetwear hype sneakers, but I also do some, hiking stuff here and there. And so I'll be reviewing and unboxing some Nike various Gore-tex products. So subscribe for that if you're interested. But these, I will just cut to the chase. These are great. These are fantastic. These are comfort-wise, I don't know if you can get any better. 9.5, 9 out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10. You can look at that thick, what is this? Hubble midsole, and very comfortable, durable. These are Gore-tex. I haven't worn these a ton in rain, but I've worn Gore-tex shoes, and generally speaking, I'm very happy with them. You can't submerge these, like if it goes over the mesh or over the toe guard here, and this really, the Gore-tex material here, you will eventually get wet, but for the most part, good protection. These excel, in my opinion, on this type of terrain. Any sort of, for the most part, flat, gravelly, dirt, terrain, these are perfect. These are not jogging shoes. These are not trail runners. I wouldn't recommend. You can do a little light jogging or walk fast in them, but these are not trail runners. These are perfect for this type of terrain. Most terrains, I would say 80% of hikes you encounter, these will be perfect for. The only things these would not be good for is really thick brush where there's branches, logs, or I would say smaller, like rocks that are large rocks, larger than like your foot, but not as big as large boulders, because this gets stuck. You can fall through, and then this pulling your foot out constantly can be annoying. So anything with smaller than your foot to really large slab rock, fine, great. Meadows, great. Grass, great. Just not really thick brush with branches, sticks, thinner logs, stuff like that. This wouldn't be great for, and not running. Those are the only two scenarios really that I can see these are not great for. Don't drive in these. I think Hoka even says that these are not great. You can't drive in these, so take them off. Bring another pair of shoes to drive to and from your trail in. And the other thing that I wanted to point out is I tend, I'll take these off and show you, but you're probably supposed to lace these all the way up. I don't for comfort, but for ankle support and to protect from rocks getting in there, probably lace these all the way up. I get in a bad habit of I never really lace things all the way up, but I probably should for hiking. So that's preference. Really quick on sizing. So I got these on sale. These retail for $250, and that's pretty expensive, but I got these on sale for like half that, and 12 was the only size. And I'm an 11.5, and I do wear 12s. So I went through for 12 for two reasons. One, it was all they had. But B, I wanted to be able to wear thick socks. I'm wearing these Wigwam socks right now. They're thick, and just anticipating I might wear these in like different types of weather. Even with these thicker socks though, I would say these run more true to size. Now, I personally don't mind the extra room. I don't. And they're not too big at all. So for sizing, all you asking, I would go true to size. They'll be snug, but it's snug in a good way. Snug in the way they should fit. I think hiking shoes you should wear, snug, but not tight. And that's what they should be. So I would get true to size. That being said, if you go half size up, if for whatever reason you like a little room, you'll be fine. Just like me. These are half size up. I can tell there's room. and I'm fine with that. I'm not sliding in them. I prefer, you know, my foot not being claustrophobic or too tied up. So for me, it's fine, but I could have gone true to size, and that may have been more correct. I'm a hiker, but I'm sure some of you watching hike way more than me. So there's a little view with the foot. So I would recommend these in most scenarios. I would recommend these. 250 is very expensive, so I would get these if you have the money and it doesn't really matter. I would get these if you hike a ton, because you'll get your use out of these. I would get these if they're on sale. Great value if you can get these on sale. And I'd get these if you have foot problems, like your feet hurt a lot. You can maybe switch out the insoles for something with a higher arch, but these are definitely comfortable if you like have feet that hurt after long hikes. So there you have it. I might do a second part of this once I'm home, but I just wanted to do a quick wear review from my hike up here. Just did like 1,500 feet in elevation gain. It was definitely tough, but these were great. Going downhill, maybe that will spark some more thoughts, but I've now worn these. I've worn these, let's see here, in Utah, in Bryce Canyon, Zion, Rocky Mountain National Park. I've gotten a decent amount of wear. I did them this hike. I've done a couple smaller hikes with them. And so when I'm going down this mountain here, or hill, whatever you want to call it, this is a big hill, small mountain. Might spark some more thoughts, and I'll finish this video up at home. All right, yeah. All right, and we're back. Done with the hike I just did in the Verdugo Mountains, north of LA. And so just some final thoughts. I pretty much said everything up there, but wanted to touch on a few more things. So coming downhill, my feet slid forward a little bit due to these being, like I said, half size bigger. So that wasn't ideal. That being said, this isn't like super hard, the toe cap here. And so there was some give that helped. And also just depending on your technique going down hills, you know, that can be mitigated walking sideways, you know, zigzagging back and forth, making your own switchbacks. So that helps. So some of it's on the individual and the hiker themselves to reduce that jamming of your toes into the front. It was a super steep hike though, strenuous hike. We did gained 1,750 feet of elevation over the course of like a little over 2 miles. So it was steep, and so coming down was just as steep. I mentioned up there, sometimes I don't lace all the way to the top. You definitely should. I had a pebble in my right shoe, took that out and laced it all the way up, and that definitely helped with the ankle support coming down and just reducing some of the dirt and pebbles going inside there. So you know, some of you may already may know this. Some of you casual hikers though, it may not, like myself. I'm more on the casual side than the super seasoned experienced hikers. So definitely would recommend lacing these up fairly tight depending on your comfort level. These are a couple other pluses I will mention. These are fairly easy on off, you know, because of these metal eye stays or eye lace locks. Easily in and out of the foot. I don't have a tripod, so I won't, maybe I'll try to show you my lacing method, but I can't. Well, basically, here, I'll do it on this one. Basically, you do your standard square knot for lacing a shoe, and then I just keep pulling all the way through. On that last one, I pull all the way through, and then I make one extra, because the laces aren't long enough to do a double knot sometimes. So I do this and put it through, can you see that? Put it through that hole and cinch it tight. And this is actually tighter. This locks the laces in place and is actually better, I think, than a double knot. I can't do this with one hand, so I apologize if you're like, this guy's an idiot. Trust me, it works. Try it for yourself. Pull the loop through and then relace and pull it through and make a bow and just cinch everything tight. And that's a nice locking knot, I feel, for lacing shoes when you can't do a double knot. And like I said, to me, it even works better than a double knot sometimes. So, but yeah, you can put your foot back in pretty easily. Nice little pull tab on the back there. And yeah, so, downsides, I would mention, well, definitely in this colorway, as you can see, definitely picks up dirt if that bothers you. I don't. I like white shoes. I know they're going to get dirty. Obviously, I prefer that if they stayed white the entire time, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. So again, this has been hiking through Utah and Colorado. So definitely in Utah, you can see it picked up some of that red dirt. So it picked up some of that and kept that. It just is what it is. I haven't wore these a ton in rain or water, so nothing has washed off too much, nor do I know how much it would wash off. And then I've hiked here in the LA hills and mountains and stuff. So that's one downfall to this colorway. Other downfall, like I said, is certain terrain. This isn't great for. Anything where it's going to be brush and branches, or certain types of rocks that don't move, like immovable rocks that are big enough that this would slide through a crack and get stuck. Pulling it out is always a pain, and getting caught. That's a downfall. You'd want a more slender profile shoe for that stuff. Can't go really jogging or running in. That's not what these are made for. That's okay though. You can do light jogging or quick walking, but these aren't really trail runners. That's I mean, I wouldn't even call that a drawback. That's not what these are meant for. Other drawback is these look wild. You might get some looks on the trail. These are like serious moon boots. I mentioned that in the unboxing. Like the look is not for everyone. It's super wide soles and profile. You just gotta, you gotta rock them, wear them confidently. You might look a little like a goober. It depends on your whole fit and how you carry yourself hiking. You don't want to be that guy with every hiking gadget, but you can be if they all look used. It just really depends on the individual. If you're willing to rock these and don't care if people look at your shoes a little sideways. So that's that's personal preference. They do look a little wild. That's about it for the downsides. Everything else about these are great. Breathability, and people might ask about, well, these are Gore-tex, so they are going to be a little less breathable because they are Gore-tex and waterproof, but for the most part, I'm fine. It's got some breathability on the upper here. I'm wearing pretty thick wigwam socks, and I hiked in 75-degree weather today, sunny, and my feet are fine, but I know everyone's different. So that might be a downfall, but that's the price you pay for Gore-tex. But the great thing about these, why they have these super wide platform, is for comfort and for traction. Here, I'll take these off again so you can look at the traction. You get a really wide base, so it's gonna keep your feet from rolling in most cases. You're gonna get real good support when you're walking over various terrain. You got big traction grooves there, the Vibram technology, and so this is really grippy and just nice on, like I said, 80% of terrain. Nice wide platform for walking. It's like you're walking on moon boots or like snowshoes. So that's the reason for this design. Real good support, comfort and support. Hopefully you don't roll your ankles. Hopefully your feet don't hurt. Hopefully you can put a lot of miles in these without an issue. That's the goal of these, and that's why they look so wild. But I like them. So overall, the other downside is price. It's pretty pricey, but even though the design is wild, it's still pretty cool, right? For that wide of a platform, it's still, I think, a pretty dope stormtrooper, snow trooper design. And you obviously can get this in different colorways. So I'd love to know what you guys think, if anyone else has these, what they think of them. To me, I give these a 9 out of 10. They're not perfect, but each shoe is designed for something specific. And there's very few shoes or hiking shoes that are meant to do everything. So I don't even know if it should get a 9. For what it's meant to do, I think these are really great. And again, white might not be everyone's colorway. I get that, but I don't mind. Me personally, I like it. So I don't mind white and it picking up the dirt like that. I think it looks kind of cool. Also, to me, when you have such a wild shoe like this, and it easily shows the wear, even though I've probably only worn these like, I don't know, 12 times, which is not a ton. They look well worn and used. So if you're gonna wear something that looks crazy, at least people are like, oh, well, that guy looks serious. He looks like he's put some miles in these. So that is upside to it in my mind. And I would go true to size, like I already mentioned. So I'm just repeating myself at this point. Drop me a subscribe if you want. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some Gore-Tex. For those of you who are just watching this because of like the hiking factor and hiking gear and aren't into hype shoes, I am going to be reviewing some Gore-Tex Nikes, the Air Force Ones, the Jordan ones, and some runners. Those might interest you as like more leisure style, but rugged shoes. And for all you hype people who might still be watching somehow, I appreciate you watching these type of videos. Drop me a comment, that'd be appreciated. And then for you guys who are into sneakers and streetwear, I will, like I said, be doing those Gore-Tex Nikes very soon. So subscribe and you won't miss those. Appreciate you tuning in. Ask any questions or anything that I might have missed in the comments, and I'll try to address them. Oh, one final thing I forgot to mention, in case you're still watching, appreciate it. These, I haven't dropped the name in this. Obviously, it'll be in the title, but these are the men's Hoka 1 hike Gore-Tex shoes, boots. And, oh, wait, like, how did I miss the biggest thing? I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, like, are these heavy? No, super lightweight. They got this like light base technology, very light for how chunky these shoes are. The volume to weight ratio, super good. These are not heavy at all. So that's a big point I forgot to mention. Thankfully I remembered and just tacked it on to the end of the video here. So yes, very, very lightweight for the size. So don't have to worry about that.